morning and welcome to Wellness Wednesday. He's already laughing. Tim just said to me, so is this our anniversary show? And
She just said, literally, she went,
I think today's our 1 year anniversary show. Happy anniversary, my friends.
Happy freaking anniversary. Everything's broken down this morning. Luann came into work and nothing works. But us. We're the only working. No.
We're working.
They're working through the wall too. The
team's working and we're working.
Technology is not our friend today.
No, my God, we have gremlins. I don't know what happened. Happy anniversary. And speaking of stuff that isn't working, have you seen the new logo for the city?
What have you done?
Oh my word.
What have you done?
Oh my word.
100 grand?
Oh, I can't even believe it. Seriously.
I could have
like that's from Naturally Gifted to that. That's our new logo. So it's supposed to.
It looks like the CBC to me.
It does. You know what? Somebody already commented on that.
It does. It looks like the CBC only
a funkier one.
Yeah, like
more color.
Like a hippie threw up on it.
Apparently at the council meeting last night, our sources, Megan Pounder, who was there, our reporter, said that Councillor Bruni said like the whole intent of that new logo is to have the city tell a story and have us, you know, attract people to our bridge and our water and our lakes and our...
It's all in there.
And apparently all that was all of that.
So what Bruni say?
So Bruni said, well, how can I tell the story when I don't know what the circle means? Right?
Like, come on. Anybody could sit down and say, and this represents the bridges, and this represents the Aboriginal culture, and this means peace and welcome, and this means this, and there's a river, and you know, and you can do all that all you want. But if I look at it and all I see is a hippie throwing up on the CBC logo, it doesn't mean.
I love that.
I'm sorry.
Comments are not good. Comments on social media about our new logo, nobody likes it.
No, and then also they're talking about, well, it was done to attract the youth because we have...
Right?
What, so you think that making it look like our logo is from a coloring book for children, that it's going to attract youth?
Because there's lots of colors in it?
I think I did that with my spirograph in grade 2. Somebody
said too in one of the comments that if you go to a graphics program, it's like he listed it. He said this is CP17, for instance. That's the exact same thing. How much did they pay for that?
$100,000 to a firm in Southern Ontario. This is what also gets me. What?
Why are we going out of town to rebrand us when the person who's rebranding us doesn't know us? He doesn't live here.
This is the Luann I love. Now, I asked you too.
Yes.
Do you remember anybody coming up and saying, so we're going to do a new logo and we're looking for input?
I heard there was rumblings about rebranding the city. I did hear that.
Well, I knew about rebranding.
But I missed the call, and that's not saying that it didn't occur.
Did anybody
I missed
hear
the call for, you know, give us some of your ideas.
Were tenders sent out locally? I want to know. Did anybody say to graphic artists? Now, what also gets me is Sault College and Algoma U, they're behind this.
And the Indian Friendship Center.
They love it. Okay, so maybe because they were consulted, but I'm saying, Sault College, if you were consulted, why didn't you say, excuse me, we have a graphics design program, and we would be thrilled if one of our students or one of our classes could maybe submit some stuff. Who submitted? Who submitted? Where were the other entries? We're the city. Who's making these decisions? Oh, I'm angry.
I know.
Is this the Tim Murphy you love?
Yes, it is the Tim Murphy. I love all the Tim Murphys.
Thank you. Anyway, it's a done deal. The money's spent. It's done. It's done. Thank you.
I honestly, I'm in shock. I'm devastated. I can't believe a decision.
And I just keep thinking about Susan Myers saying, well, because she was so Naturally Gifted was her baby.
Yes, it was.
And she was talking about how she had to fight tooth and nail with Joe Fertizzi to brand the city because he didn't get the concept when he was mayor about what's branding. Well, they were ahead of the game, 1990s, and she's saying, we need branding, we need something. And I don't know, the guy that came up here, that secret shopper guy, he was like, I don't know what Naturally Gifted means, you need to rebrand. But I don't think he meant just get a CBC logo and redo it.
Well, yeah. And
I felt bad for Susan because she really loved that Naturally Gifted thing. And I thought that logo was more representative of Northern Ontario and Sault Ste. Marie.
Well, there was a tree that you could recognize it was a tree. And then there was some foliage that you went, oh, look, that's foliage.
Nobody had to sit down and explain to you that this is the bridge.
Councillor Shoemaker and another councillor voted against it. So it went through by a vote of 6-2. And Matthew Shoemaker was saying that he thinks that it should be postponed because he thinks that we should rejig the naturally gifted logo and make it a competitor.
That's what Susan said too, and she's not on council anymore.
Like, let's just see, what people.
Why are they in such a rush to do all this stuff? And why don't they just more transparency? They're having all these meetings. I saw the list of people they consulted, and I was surprised.
Yeah. Seriously. But you know what? When you drive into town and welcome to Sault Ste. Marie, naturally gifted, and then under that they're going to have, home of Roberta Bondar, the first Canadian woman astronaut. And they're going to have this circle thing that it looks like a kid painted by numbers.
Other thing about that consulting process, I have to say it, Village Media was on there. Now, Village Media is Sioux Today. We're a media outlet. Superior Media, Sioux Online, My Algoma, ONNtv. Nobody asked us. I didn't see anybody asking any of the local radio stations. Did anybody ask the Sioux Star? Why Village Media? Why was that your only person that you went to discuss this logo with? If you're talking about media, maybe they didn't want to hear what we had to say.
Yeah, apparently.
And Village Electric, which was a subsidy of Village Media, which is now out of business. They consulted them. Oh, Luann, if the whole world just worked the way that we want it to, everything would be perfect. It's World Goth Day.
It's World what?
Goth Day.
Goth.
Are there still goths out there? Audrey says yes, yeah. There are goths.
I don't understand the level of unhappiness in a goth person. Wow, they're miserable, aren't they? They are just
oh
seriously.
My gosh, you made me dizzy. I laughed so hard.
You know what? I'm not unhappy enough
to be goth.
So I'm going to put black under my eyes, right down to here, just to make sure you understand I'm not a happy person.
And I listen to dark music. It started in the UK, in Britain. That's where the goth movement started. And
punk era.
Moved on from punk into goth.
Related.
Yeah. Oh, look, happy World Goth Day. He looks really happy.
Doesn't he?
Yeah, I'm hiding from the world.
I don't think happy and goth should be in the same sentence. I really don't.
What do you call that? Oxymoron?
Moron,
Jumbo shrimp. Okay, this was interesting. Just a little thing on Twitter. Sometimes they do questions on Twitter that, like, do you wash your legs? Here's one. Who was your first cartoon crush? I thought that was the strangest thing. And then I started wondering.
Prince Charming in Snow White.
You had?
Absolutely. He was so hot. I'm telling you. The cartoon one.
Seriously, really? I used to remember if I had a cartoon crush.
When I was like 6 or 7. When I was 6 or 7, I had hair a little bit longer than it is now, and I remember going to sleep and putting my hair on my pillow and making it look just in anticipation of the cartoon prince coming to kiss me.
I just remembered mine.
Which one?
Johnny Quest.
Johnny Quest? Who's Johnny Quest?
He was a little adventuresome boy, and he had a friend who was an East Indian.
Cartoon?
Yes, and they went with, and their father was an explorer, and there was a white dog, Johnny Quest.
You had a crush on Johnny Quest.
Of course I did.
There you go.
And then later in life, Jessica Rabbit. Sometimes even a gay guy can get turned on by a woman.
Stop it. A fake woman who's a rabbit with large hips and big boobs.
Yeah, that'll do it.
Really?
Well, I like hips and boobs.
Do you?
Yeah.
Ew, I hate hips and boobs.
That's why you're not a lesbian.
Apparently. Who's on the show today?
Who cares?
Who's on the show?
Who cares? Let's just sit here and talk.
Yeah, let's just
This is making me feel better.
Yeah.
Okay, no, I have some of my favorite guests from Clean North are back on this Wellness Wednesday to talk about what we can do for the environment. They're so entertaining. I love them, and they also
bring their own tea.
They bring their
coffee,
own
and it's awesome.
It's mold off of a birch tree that they put in their coffee.
It's bark. It's not mold.
No, it comes from anyway. So they are really they're great fun people, and we learn a lot from them. And then I believe it's Relay for Life again.
Wow, good.
I don't really know because they book the guests for me. So I'm excited to find out who walks through the door.
Stay with us.
She has the news too. All that and more on Mornings with us, Luann and Tim.
Coming to get you, Barbara.
Listen to them. Children of the night. Alive! It's alive!
Welcome to the Machine Shop, our historic venue and gathering place for friends and family. Built in 1899 on the site of a Northwest Company trading post. Today we are a go-to venue hosting many expos, concerts, weddings, and more. While you're here, choose one of our dining experiences. Enjoy a quiet dinner at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar, watch a game in Trywood Fire Oven Pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room, or treat yourself every day to gelato and local coffee at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop, visit machineshopinc.ca.
At 4:45, discover all kinds of treasures and never pay more than $5. Inventory is restocked every Saturday, and you can find anything from electronics to household items, toys, and much, much more. On Saturday, everything is $5 and the price goes down throughout the week, ending with 25 cents on Friday. We restock weekly with new items from various big box stores, so you never know what treasures you can find. Come visit us at 4:45, 2510 Ashman Street in Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan.
That's I have foot issues.
Abby just glanced over at us and she said, "Oh, good, we all got the blue memo. Look at us." And then we're talking about plaid. I was like, "You guys are such tree huggers. He's wearing plaid and she's wearing Birkenstocks."
Yeah. I have been known to hug trees.
Have you?
Yes.
You've been known to drink trees.
Yes, I drink lots
What
of
the
trees,
heck
yeah.
did you bring in?
Chaga tea. It's a fungus that grows on a tree.
I told Luann it was a
Yes,
fungus. She
it's a
said, "No, it's not a
fungus,
fungus.
yeah.
It's birch bark." No, it's fungus.
It's fungus,
You
yeah.
drink fungus.
Yeah, well, not...
You steep
Yeah,
it.
steep it, yeah.
And it says, what kind of properties did you discover? It's good for cholesterol.
Cholesterol, it says it might
It's a
fight
cancer
cancer,
fighter,
blood sugar, stuff
See
like
that? You can go in your backyard, find some black mold growing on a birch tree, boil it and drink it. You'll stay healthy or you'll die.
I would not recommend that.
No, don't.
Don't
Okay.
It
recommend
has the
that.
added advantage of looking incredibly beautiful as well.
Right.
What does?
The beverage.
Does it?
Beverage,
No.
yeah.
Anyway, hi. This is Abby Obenchain and Josh. What's your last name?
Fillion.
Yeah, that.
Yes.
From Clean North. You're a volunteer.
I'm a volunteer.
You need more volunteers
Always.
because you got stuff coming up. We're going to talk about.
We have lots coming up, and we're always looking for volunteers.
Always.
But let's start with this thing in front of us.
Right.
Okay. I will tilt it for the camera. What are you growing in here?
This is basil, or
That's really little basil.
sometimes people call it basil. You know, tomato,
How do you say it, Abby?
tomato.
I looked it up yesterday, and Basil is the person's name,
That's what I
like
thought.
Basil
Basil
Rathbone.
Rathbone,
I'm
Sherlock
dating
Holmes.
myself.
Yeah.
And basil is the herb.
I agree. I'm not going to fight you on that.
Okay.
Basil. What are you growing this basil in?
That is coconut coir. So,
Excuse me, what?
Coconut coir.
Coir.
Yeah,
Do you know how
coir.
to spell the word coir?
C-O-I-R. And he's going to tell you what it is and what we can use it
C-O-I-R? That's a great word for Scrabble.
for. Yes!
You're welcome.
Hard to
You're
use C's
welcome.
like that in four-letter words. Okay, coir. So
Coir.
what is it?
So this is broken down coconut shells. They use the husks.
of the coconut shells, and they break it down, they dehydrate it, and they pack it up in a block.
Yeah.
And you can like put water in it, and it expands to 5 times its size.
Shut up.
Yeah, so it can. There's a lot. Like you can have a lot of it.
So the advantage of this is that it's an alternative to peat moss in the garden.
Why don't we want to use peat moss?
Well, there's the jury's out. There's some controversy about peat moss because it's claimed to be some people claim it's a renewable resource, but peat bogs actually take thousands of years to develop, and when you
take the moss away from the peat bog,
they restore them. But the problem is that
it takes a long time
to regrow.
And that the peat bogs are here in Canada. We take it from Canada. This stuff comes from like India or wherever coconuts come from.
Yeah, and so the nice thing about this is that
come from all over.
You can grow coconuts whenever, right?
It means we're using the entire coconut. Yeah. So this is something that wasn't getting used. So this is a byproduct of the coconut processing process.
That would just be lying around doing nothing.
And another good thing about the coir...
But peat bogs are doing things for the environment. We need to leave them alone.
Now, to be fair...
Yeah, to be fair...
Only a small percentage of Canada's peatlands are harvested for peat every year.
Oh, okay.
But it is...
But still. If we could leave it alone, why not leave it alone?
Yep. A couple other advantages of this is that it doesn't break down as fast as peat, so it provides structure in your soil for much longer. And I know that the worm composters, you tell them about that.
So there's indoor worm composters where you use the coir, and it helps move it around, because when the worms, we feed the worms and they kind of move around, they turn the soil and keep going like that, and it breaks down faster, like she said.
This stuff does?
Yeah. So then you get compost faster.
Oh, so you can use this stuff in your compost. I mean, could you use this stuff in your composter too?
Yeah.
And does it really?
Well, so what it really helps for in the garden is to mix it in with your regular potting soil, and then it provides structure in the soil.
It holds moisture.
It holds moisture better.
Yeah. Peat moss is very.
Could you use this under like on a lawn? Could you use it in a lawn soil? Has anybody tried that ever? I'm just thinking it holds moisture. Because, like if you have an area that gets really, really swampy, like my backyard has areas where it gets really wet, I wonder, I'm going to look into that.
Well, and this too has a lower pH level, so...
Less acidity?
Yes.
Less acidic?
Yeah.
So this wouldn't be good for things like rhododendrons and stuff, plants that need an acidic soil.
Peat moss is good for those. This is good for clematis.
Oh, see? Okay.
Clematis likes alkaline.
I'm going to have to... You know what? Have you talked to... My friend Susan Richard, she works at New North Greenhouses. Does she know about this stuff?
Oh, I'm sure she does. She probably sells it.
That was my next question. Where can I get it? What?
Clean North.
Yeah.
Clean North
You sell it?
Yeah.
Let's go there instead.
Yeah,
so Queen Street?
She actually bought some today.
Yeah, we brought some today.
Are you still on Queen Street?
Yes. Yeah.
Down like by the where are you near?
We're right
with the old Algoma Theater.
TD Bank.
What?
It's like the TD Bank is on Queen Street.
What street is what intersection is that?
That's kind of by Munoz.
Oh, yeah, that's where I thought you were.
Yeah, we're near Munoz, yeah.
Okay.
So
really convoluted, sorry.
I want to make sure we don't miss a couple of things. The first thing is that this Saturday is our free mulch giveaway. So Right.
The mulch from where'd all the mulch come from?
The Christmas trees.
See, that's why they were on the show. Remember that, if you weren't watching.
Yes, so the Christmas trees got all chopped up and they're in a big pile. We're going to bring a bunch of it to right next to the George Leach Center. And Saturday from, I can't remember what times, 9 to 12.
Saturday.
You can come, bring your containers, bring bins, bring garbage cans, whatever. We'll help you.
It's free?
Free by donation.
Donation. Okay, I can do donation. I love donating money.
Yes. We will also be selling coir blocks.
What?
We'll be selling the coir blocks.
You're going to sell blocks of these?
Yes. Also rain barrels. And we like pushing rain barrels because free water.
Free water.
I have one. It comes from my downspout and it collects it and it's got a hose on the end. They're really cool.
Yeah.
Right. Okay, so you're selling all that stuff?
Yeah. And bat houses and tree seedlings.
Bat houses? So they kill mosquitoes?
Yes.
And what else? Tree seedlings?
Tree seedlings. $5 for a tree seedling.
What kinds of tree seedlings?
What kind?
Josh,
cedar.
Do you know?
All kinds. There's so many. Yeah.
I know the cedar's very popular because it makes a nice privacy hedge.
It certainly does.
Yeah.
Black or white, do you know? Because I know. See?
Eastern white cedar.
You're so smart, Abby Obenchain.
It's because that's native. We want to grow native cedars because that's what's adapted. So you may have seen last year that there were cedar trees all over town that were brown in the spring. It's because they were emerald cedars.
You're right about that too. You're so smart. And this is stuff I've learned from Susan as well, talking about that. The burnt ones probably weren't indigenous to our climate. Listen, I warned our guests, whenever you come on the show, we learn so much, plus we have a good time, and you make me happy because you make me feel like I can do things. Like you actually make me feel like I can make a difference.
Oh yeah.
So, and now I've got to be at Walk a Mile in her shoes on Saturday, but I can come down before. If you're there at 9,
yes,
I don't have to be at Walk a Mile till 10. So I'm gonna come and I'm gonna get a block of this stuff because I want to try this and find out more. I'm gonna donate and get some mulch from the Christmas trees that you guys work so hard at, and I may buy a seedling or so. So you should be there too. 9 till when?
Yes. 9 till noon.
Yep.
Okay,
and just so everybody knows, in the next day or so, we're going to be posting on our website a blog post all about coir.
Okay.
All about coir.
It's $20 a block.
Yeah.
Or for 2 or more, it's $15 a block.
Oh, so I'll bring $30 and get 2 blocks. And then I'll bring my donation for the mulch. And then the other thing I was going to say was, you're going to come back, and you didn't know this, but we talked about it behind your back. You're coming back in June.
Yes.
Because you got a big event coming up and you need some volunteers because you're doing that garbage-free barbecue fest, right?
Rotary Fest, yeah.
Rotary Fest?
Remember last time we talked
garbage-free event.
Okay, so we're gonna come back in June. Garbage-free. That's what it's all about, people. Because you know what? There's no more room for garbage on the planet. The Philippines is trying to ship back 65 containers of dirty diapers, and China's saying we're not taking any more of your trash. We need to get smart. Coir. All right.
Coir.
We'll see you guys next month.
Yeah. Thank you so much.
No, thank you.
It's been a pleasure.
We'll be back with Luann after this.
Have a great business idea but don't know where to start? Need help taking your business to the next level? C2C Business Services can be your guide in navigating the path of entrepreneurship, with services ranging from grant funding support, access to service experts, market information, and helping your business adopt new technologies to create and foster a culture of innovation for ongoing success. Call C2C Business Services and let them be your first step in taking your entrepreneurial dreams from concept to commerce. C2C Business Services is a division of the Sault Ste. Marie Innovation Center. Housed in a 15,000 square foot custom manufacturing facility built to produce world-class cabinetry at surprisingly affordable prices, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry brings your project from initial concept to final design. Proudly providing Northern Michigan and the Algoma region with quality hand-built cabinetry for the past 20 years. Located at 844 East 3 Mile Road, Sault Ste. Marie, Michigan, Great Lakes Fine Cabinetry, making your cabinetry dreams come true.
Told you I learned so much stuff from those people.
Yeah, they're
from
so
Clean
fun.
North. They're fun, and now there's something else.
I think you need to get a little more energetic though for your interviews. It's I can tell you're a little uninvolved.
It's Abby. They're both of them. They have this great energy. They're very contagious.
They really do. Yeah,
they're as contagious as mold on a birch tree. I don't know what that means.
KC Security.
What about they are our sponsors?
They are our sponsor this month for the morning show with Luann and Tim. KC Security. Daniel, Nathan, thanks so much, guys. And the whole staff. They are awesome. If you need security, they patrol like around the whole city all night long.
And cottage country too.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Cottage country? We have cottage country?
Well, I guess we are cottage country, aren't we? I mean, we are basically, I mean, where else but in Sault Ste. Marie could you drive 20 minutes and be at your camp?
Right.
Did you ever go to, when you lived, did you ever live in Southern Ontario, Luann?
No.
Because I did for a while, and it's funny, the word camp.
Yeah, oh yeah, they're like.
I would say about our camp, I would say to, like when I went to York University even, I would say about our camp, and they would say, your family runs a camp?
Yes.
Because camp to them is like where you send your kids to summer camp.
To Boy Scout camp.
And then then people would come and see our camp and they go, this is not a camp. You have a dishwasher, you've got a washer and dryer, you've got air conditioning.
That's not even a cottage.
We didn't have air conditioning.
That's not even a cottage. That's more. That's more.
I just saw my old cottage.
Did you?
I drove by it.
Yeah?
Well, after my mother passed, I was feeling nostalgic.
Yes.
So I drove out to Point Louise.
And?
It's gorgeous!
She wanted back?
We could never afford it now.
Oh, yeah, no doubt.
No, those out at Point Louise, those places are going for $400,000 now.
I have no doubt whatsoever.
My God, I wish we'd never sold it back in the 80s.
Right?
But no, it looks great. So whoever bought our place after, whoever's two owners since, but they apparently they like on a stone business and they made it all look.
Oh, lovely. Yep. Oh, that's so nice.
Want to invite me out for dinner? Okay.
Jamie Oliver.
He's a chef. Speaking of dinner, what happened?
I'm so bummed out.
What did he do?
25 of his restaurants have to close down because he had to go into receivership.
Why is Jamie Oliver going broke?
Yeah. Sales were down 11%, so that was $172 million Canadian.
Wait, his sales went down?
11%. Yeah. And he's devastated. 1,300 jobs could be lost.
No.
Yeah, he's just overcome. He's actually invested in the millions into his own restaurants, trying to save them.
Wow. Maybe he needs to rebrand. There's a logo that's available.
No, he probably wouldn't like it.
No.
So I feel really badly. So you know what? Go buy one of his cookbooks and help him out. Now this is all.
But wait a minute. He's not.
No.
And he's still got money.
And some people are speculating that they call it going into administration in the UK, as in bankruptcy protection.
Oh, okay.
And some people are speculating that he maybe is doing that so that he can clear the books and rebuy the restaurants with his own money.
Oh, kind of like SR.
Yeah, sort of. Same idea. Except there's food there. Really good. But none of the restaurants in the U.S. or Canada, if there are any, will be affected. These are only UK.
UK, oh.
And he's such an ambassador for the UK. You know, he's so popular, such a good guy.
Apparently not that popular. People aren't going to those restaurants anymore.
Works his buns off.
You know, you're talking about food and how sad it is that he's losing millions of dollars. What about, I read this article, I shared it with you, Nunavut? Nunavut. Food insecurity. So there's been this thing, there's a federal program called Nutrition North, and they instituted this program, but it's not doing the trick. It's supposed to make things less, there's supposed to be subsidies given to, because it's expensive to buy groceries way up north, because they got to fly everything in, and then sometimes the roads are only open, you can only get there in the winter.
Right.
So anyway, food can get really expensive, so they're trying to do this Nutrition North thing, but it didn't work. And the prices have gone up 46%. 46% of households are experiencing food insecurities. It's up from 33.1% in 2016. So in 3 years, like 13% more households are. Do you know how much it costs for a 2-liter thing of orange juice? $12.99.
Oh my word.
In Nunavut. That's not right. So I'm sorry, Jamie Oliver, but you got nothing on Nunavut.
Right.
We need to spend more money. We need to help those people in those communities.
Absolutely, we do.
My gosh,
definitely.
Loretta, you've got more news coming up.
Yes, I have more news, including the new logo.
Yeah.
That's all coming up in our newscast right after this. Stay tuned.
With 3 brands to choose from Kawasaki, Suzuki, and CF Moto, visit one of our 4 showrooms today and speak with our knowledgeable, friendly, and enthusiastic staff who will be happy to help you with all of your motorsports needs.
Enjoy life, enjoy the ride, Bud Robinson Motorsports.
With over 45 years of experience, All Ontario Well Drilling offers hydrofracking and all well drilling services. Call 705-575-8088 or 705-257-9495.
Recently, the Government of Ontario established a $100 million affordability fund to help Ontarians who don't qualify for low-income conservation programs ease the burden of their electricity bill. Whether you rent or own your home, as long as you pay your electric bill, you could qualify. There are 3 levels of support available. The first is a home energy kit with upgrades like smart power bars and LED light bulbs. The second includes Energy Star appliances that help keep things cool during the hot summer months. The third is for electrically heated homes so that your power bills don't break the bank during those long Canadian winters. Plus, all upgrades, including installation, are completely free of charge. Visit affordabilityfund.org or call 1-855-494-FUND to find out if you qualify.
After a lengthy presentation from future SSM with endorsements from Algoma U, Sault College and the Indian Friendship Centre at last night's City Council meeting, the city decided on a new plan to rebrand the city. FSSM has been working on the rebrand for 2 years, gathering input from community members and consultants. The project will include a new logo and tagline. The new logo will be Work-Life Balance, Where You Belong, Bindigan. While most of the councillors questioned the meaning behind the logo, with Councillor Bruni actually asking, how can I tell the story if I don't understand the circle? And the question of why more people weren't involved, Deputy CAO Tom Vare said it was advised against by consultants as too much of a focus group wouldn't help narrow it down. The rebrand strategy is designed to build up community pride and lift people up, and to make the city stand out in a competitive environment. Despite efforts from Councillor Shoemaker and Councillor Scott to defer the decision to a later date to allow for the chance to update the current logo and make it a contender, Council voted 6-2 in favor of the new rebranding strategy. Shoemaker and Scott voted in opposition. Mayor Provenzano said that we can't keep doing things the way we're doing things. We need to develop the community, and that means change. Animal welfare officials are seizing over 100 animals from a small zoo in Quebec after an investigation found alleged abuse and neglect. The Montreal SPCA says the owner is facing 1 count each of criminal animal neglect and criminal animal cruelty, and say it's the first time in Canada that a zoo owner has faced such charges. Double murderer Edward Downey has been sentenced to life in prison with no chance of parole for 50 years. He was convicted of 2 counts of first-degree murder in the 2016 deaths of Sarah Bailey and her 5-year-old daughter, Talia Marsman.
It's been a long time to finally have the trial and sentencing completed for all the family members. Sarah and Talia are always in our thoughts. We miss them dearly. We thank again the Calgary Police Service, Crown, prosecutors, and Justice Hughes.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau is expected to announce today that the federal government is buying 2 more Arctic patrol ships on top of the 6 it has already ordered from Halifax-based Irving Shipbuilding. However, unlike the first 6 ships, which are being built for the Navy at a total cost of $3.5 billion, a government source said the 7th and 8th will be built for the Canadian Coast Guard. Documents obtained by the Canadian press earlier this year warned that more than a third of the Coast Guard's 26 large vessels have exceeded their expected lifespans, and many won't survive until replacements arrive, and that advanced age is already affecting the Coast Guard's ability to do its job, including reduced search and rescue coverage, ferry service disruptions, and canceled resupply runs to Arctic and coastal communities. The second problem is the threat of layoffs, which Irving has long warned will happen unless the government fills a gap between when the last Arctic patrol ship is finished and construction on the Navy's new $60 billion warship fleet begins. Soo Greyhound's General Manager Kyle Raftis is pleased to announce the commitment from 2019 draft pick Jacob Holmes. The Alliston, Ontario native was the Greyhounds' first-round pick, 18th overall, in this past April's OHL priority selection.
Hey Mel, did you know that Algoma University has campuses in Brampton and Timmins?
Really? Did you know that if you're at Algoma University, you're only 14 minutes and 16 seconds away from Maitland Fort Lincoln?
Oh wow, closer than you think.
As a nation, Canada has participated in all of the major world conflicts. In the Sioux area alone, over 10,000 men and women have enlisted in the Canadian Armed Forces. The Veterans Commemorative Monument aims to cement the legacy of the Canadian Armed Forces in stone. It will highlight the bravery, strength, courage, and sacrifice of our servicemen and women. In times of need, they volunteered to serve us. Now it is our time to thank and recognize their sacrifice. You can help honor our men and women of service by donating today. To help construct this special, one-of-a-kind monument, visit thosewhoserve.ca to find out how to donate and more.
Every day, I walk for freedom.
Since 1899, the Machine Shop has been a unique space for innovation and creativity. Once a leading pulp and paper company, the Machine Shop was built by Francis H. Clerg, which later became part of St. Mary's Paper in 1984. After the closure of St. Mary's Paper in 2011, the Machine Shop spent 4 years vacant. In 2015, the Machine Shop reopened their doors to the community for the first time. From weddings to galas to concerts and festivals, the one-of-a-kind venue has something for everyone. We are proud to work with the community and local nonprofits to host major events such as Festival of Trees, Pearls and Plaid, an evening at Hogwarts, and more. While you're here, wind down at the Mill Steakhouse and Wine Bar for a quiet dining experience, or watch a game and try a wood fire oven pizza and local draft at the Boiler Room. Don't forget to save room for house-made gelato and baked goods at the Gelato Mill. For more information on the Machine Shop events, history, and restaurants, visit machineshopinc.ca. 3 great places, 1 historic venue.
Now, do you remember last week we were talking about how the show, Arthur, the kids show Arthur, had a gay couple.
Yeah, the teacher.
Married.
A guy teacher married another guy. Mr. Ratburn.
Ratburn got married, The creators of Arthur are very disappointed because Alabama Public Television has refused to air the episode. Of
course they have.
Featuring same-sex marriage. Apparently, their heartbeats were too strong or something.
So I think the scoop is that they're saying we don't want our children being indoctrinated into the homosexual lifestyle. And
indoctrinated.
Yeah, and you're programming our children's minds at the age of 4 and 6, and 4-year-olds have no business knowing that homosexuality exists in the world and that same-sex marriage is a real thing.
Because, it's only...
Who lives in Alabama?
And why?
I want to just go down there and drag and walk the streets.
Get your highest heels on, baby.
You know what? Just lighten up.
Oh my word,
Alabama.
Seriously.
Tons of contests right now on SiouxOnline.com. That's Superior Media's SiouxOnline.com. Yes, we're a media company in Sault Ste. Marie. Anyway, great contest. Sioux Theatre Workshop has a show opening. It's called God and the Indian. We have tickets for God and the Indian. And then also Superior Heights on Stage, Mamma Mia. They're going to be on the show on Friday. Contest for tickets for Mamma Mia. And Ray Fuller and the Blues Rockers. So go to SiouxOnline.com, check out contest, and enter to win.
So many things I want to go see. Can I enter?
It's a busy weekend this weekend too. I'm all over the place.
Are you?
Oh, I'm next to City Hall for the Walk a Mile in Her Shoes for Women in Crisis.
Right.
So I'm the crowd pumper in my pumps.
Ah,
I'm going to give lessons on how to walk in high heels to all the guys.
That's funny.
And then Elite Dance Force is having their year-end recital, and I'm emceeing that. And then I got rehearsals for Death and the Maiden, which opens at the first weekend.
My goodness, you're so busy.
I'm all over the place.
You know what I'm doing this weekend? Sleeping.
Luann!
I know.
How do you get to do all that?
I know, but we're going on a big ride. We're going on a quad ride. It's going to be like monstrous all day.
What day? What day?
Saturday.
So you're not sleeping. You're going out and getting fresh air.
Oh, we'll be up by 6 o'clock in the morning. Saturday. Really? But that's sleeping in for me.
And how long do you go on the quad?
Oh, we'll be till 5 o'clock.
Do you have your own, or I think I've asked this before. Do you each have your own, or do you ride with Jim?
I ride with Jim, but we just got a razor. We just bought one.
So you're shaving your legs while you go?
Yeah.
Okay, that's cool.
Except the cord keeps them plugging out of the tree.
We're working on that. How do you use the lighter thing?
Yeah, right?
Do they have those? No.
No. Julianne Margulies was...
I loved her
I know.
ER. She was my favorite.
Yes, right? Well, she has just... she did The Good Wife, of course.
That's her second series. She won Emmys for that, too.
Absolutely phenomenal in that role, but she has refused to take part in the show anymore because she said that she hasn't been paid enough.
Oh.
And she said, we are still in 2019 as female actors working for less money than male actors are. So she's not doing it.
Wait, The Good Wife was still on the air?
Yes.
Oh, I didn't know that. And she's not going to go back.
She's not going back. She was going to go back, say, 3-4 appearances, and she's not doing it.
ERA.
Oh my God,
Go,
ERA.
Juliana.
Holy cow, that's a long time ago.
No,
yeah.
They just redid it.
Really?
They just amended the ERA, that they finally included like LGBTQ and anti-discrimination. They changed the ERA, and more and better for women too.
Remember when it was ERA with like everything, everywhere, all of it. Yeah. But anyway, she's now touting her new mini series.
Juliana?
Yeah, it's called The Hot Zone. So check it out.
You know, she's probably producing this herself and therefore paying herself what she's worth.
Probably the only way a woman can get a pay
is to be the producer and pay her own self. Isn't that something?
Mm-hmm.
Wow, listen. Coming up now, Dr. Silvana Spadafora is my next guest talking on behalf of the Relay for Life Canadian Cancer Society. You're going to love this interview, informative and heartfelt. So stay with us. We'll be back with more Mornings with Luann and Tim right after this.
Every day, I walk for change.
What do you wish for? A nice life? Nice things? Or do you wish for something more? A sense of purpose? Do you wish to discover a cure? To write code that cracks an unsolvable question? To further our exploration into space? Or to invent something that changes everything right here on Earth? Well, if that's your wish, make yourself ready. Because when you look back, you'll see that you didn't just make wishes. You realize them.
In the beginning, there was nature, the oceans, the forests, the mountains, and so history was passed on, and memories took shape, defining us, uniting us, creating a legacy that's ours to preserve, and ours to celebrate. Beauty amazing, got a kiss from the sun, and that thing will be blazing. I'm dreaming, dream catches, catching on my field, catches forest run, running the river to the water, feel like a jump, jumping to the beat, birds flying to the creek, part of the plan, dirt on my feet, feeling the beast, feeling that beat it, I beat it, the beast, feeling that peace, feeling that ease, hold up, carry, fighting the feeling I need. A message from the Government of Canada.
He fell.
Whoa, I'm not driving. I'm way too stoned. How are you feeling, Beer?
Oh, since we had that talk, I'm not driving tonight at all.
What about you, Dave?
You only had a couple of drinks.
And only a couple of puffs.
I don't drink and drive. No way I'm getting behind the wheel when I smoked weed, too.
How are we getting home, then?
Oh, you can drive, Dave.
Come on, Dave.
Take one for the team, buddy.
Don't let weed and alcohol influence your decision to drive.
Yeah, I need a ride.
Very happy right now because we're reuniting.
Yes, we are.
Hi, Silvana.
Hi, sweetie.
This is Dr. Spadafora, but I call her Silvana because we've known each other since high school.
Yes.
Imagine that.
Just the other day.
I know. She just went right from the Mount to the chief of staff for the Sault area hospital.
That's
just
it.
like that. Really impressive. What a career you've had.
Well, yes.
And you're a hometown girl.
Born, bred, and raised.
Yeah.
Yes.
So you're here today to talk about the trials, the cancer. Tell me, it's cancer research and trials that we do in Sault Ste. Marie. I'm sure there's a lot of people who don't know that this even happens.
You're right. So I work at the Sault Area Hospital through the Algoma District Cancer Program, and part of the work that we do is we offer cancer clinical trials through various organizations, but the one we're very proud of is the Canadian Cancer Trials Group, CCTG for short, which used to be called the National Cancer Institute of Canada.
Okay.
This is an organization that was set up in conjunction with the National Cancer Institute in the States and with the Terry Fox Foundation. They take the donations of Relay for Life and the Terry Fox Run, etc., and they fund clinical trials to help in the care and cure of cancer patients in Canada.
Care and cure.
Yes.
So there's two aspects to the research, correct?
Yes.
So cure, obviously, we're looking to try to find, and we've had success. I mean,
Yes.
you're an oncologist?
I'm an oncologist.
Can you tell me a couple of cancers that didn't have cures before and there are cures now?
So the ones that we talk about a lot are the testicular cancers, for example.
Yes.
So when I started many years ago, the chances of a man who was diagnosed with an advanced testicular cancer being cured was quite low. In fact, they even made movies about it. Brian's Song in the 1970s.
Was that testicular?
It was testicular.
I cried so hard at that movie.
Everybody did.
Brian's Song. If you haven't seen it, oh my gosh.
And now, pretty well anybody comes through the door. So you take Lance Armstrong before his controversy.
Right.
He had brain metastases and he was cured.
No kidding. So this is the kind of stuff that, so when you do Relay for Life, and the money goes into this pot, and then they disperse it, and some of it goes, does Relay for Life all go for cancer research?
They're very careful about it, and it's managed very carefully. The financial statements are available. They try not to put a lot of overhead and et cetera. But it is world-class research. It just came back from the yearly meeting. We are recognized around the world for offering quality research. And
when you say we, you mean Sault Area Hospital?
Canada.
Canada.
And
okay,
we
Canada
are part
is recognized
of that group.
in
Correct.
the world. But Sault Area Hospital and the program that you're involved with
has been there for a long time,
and it's won awards too. It has recognition from healthcare professionals, from drug companies.
Right. So this is all. There's a lot of work that has to be done in order for the trials to be safe for the patient, and so we've received recognition for the way that we enter patients onto trial, how quickly we can put them onto trial, how accurate we are with our blood work and our testing and our evaluations, and how we give the drugs, etc.
In other words, they're saying you're doing it right, Sault Ste. Marie.
Yes.
How did we end up with this amazing opportunity? Who created this in the first place?
So the original concept of having a CCTG started in the 1970s.
That long ago?
Oh yes, a while ago. And then they were looking for groups of researchers. And,
we were still in high school then?
Yes, we were.
Yeah, okay.
Going to the what was it called? The Sadie Hawkins.
The Sadie Oh my goodness. So they were looking for groups of researchers back in the 70s.
And Dr. Wald was here at the time.
David Wald?
David Wald. He was working at the Group Health Center, and he had grown up as an oncologist in Canada, but he trained in the in England. So he knew the value of clinical research. And he knew this was an opportunity for a smaller community to be able to offer good care, because it elevates the standard of care. And so he actually was able to join in for some of the earliest clinical trials offered at the CCTG.
No kidding. This is really impressive. When they built the hospital, the new hospital, was there consideration given to the fact that these? Do you need special facilities and stuff to run these trials?
So when we do research, we don't do the guinea pig, the rat, the mice research. We're too small a community. So we do what we call.
You're further down the line.
Yeah, we call it clinical research.
Okay.
So we need office space.
That's pretty much it.
And that was put into the design of the clinic.
So now, how many people in Sault Ste. Marie would have been involved in trials and research?
From the beginning, we've had thousands. And I'm proud, thousands, and I'm proud to say that we actually have been able to participate in trials that change the way that we treat cancer patients in the world today.
We have it in Sault Ste. Marie?
Yes, we do.
Because of you guys?
Well, no, because of those guys.
And also because of the people who participate in the fundraising activities. Because you can't do it unless you have the funds.
This is extremely important for it to be done right. To be done right means it has to be redundant. To be redundant means you have to have money.
And we know that right now, when it comes to healthcare, there's not a lot of money to be had.
Yes.
They're tightening the belts, so we need the support of community members.
Yeah, I mean, every day I go to work and I am overwhelmed by the compassion and by the giving nature of the people of Sault Ste. Marie, from the volunteers to the friends and loved ones who help our patients come to the clinic, get their blood work, all that stuff. And this is just another facet of that giving nature, and we do extremely well in this community considering our size and our economics, etc.
You're not kidding. And the Relay for Life is coming up, and it's going to be a great one this year. They've changed locations. It's going to be in the yard, which is behind the machine shop. Lots of new activities going on. They're
on the water.
They're on the water. Beautiful. And really, for me, it's fundraising, but it's also bringing people together to celebrate and to remember. And it puts a real face on cancer.
Yes.
You know, and so I went last year. We went together from ONNtv from Superior Media, and I have to tell you, it was my first time participating. I'm looking forward to going back this year, because the people you meet and the things you see and the stories you hear are so inspiring. So do you get any feeling of that personal contact with people? Do you actually deal with the people when you're going through these trials and stuff about the changes that you're making in their lives?
That's the only way I can get myself to work every day. The reason why I go to work every day is I enjoy the science, obviously. But I also enjoy the people. Every day I meet heroes. Every day I go to work and I'm amazed. Every day I go to work and I can't believe people let me do the things that I do. And for that reason, I thank everybody every single day. Thank you for what you've done for me.
I want to thank you too.
Well, thank you.
And if you want to be a hero of Sault Ste. Marie, you can join the Relay for Life and help cancer research right here in Sault Ste. Marie. Dr. Silvana Spatafora, what a pleasure to see you. Come back again anytime.
Thank you.
Luann will be back right after this on Mornings with Luann and Tim.
I am a mother, and I am a sister.
I'm a father.
A wife, a daughter.
I'm Somali lady.
I can very proudly say that
I'm a teacher.
A social worker.
I'm a human being.
I have a dream
to be free.
And I wish we live in the world full of peace.
Prescription drugs. When used properly, they can help. But last year, more than 80,000 Canadian kids used them to get high, even though it can be very dangerous. Prescription drug abuse. It can damage a teen for life. Get the facts and talk with your kids about prescription drug abuse. Visit canada.ca/drug prevention. A message from the Government of Canada.
Listen up, Canada. We need to talk.
Didn't you make us a promise?
You said kids are the future of Canada.
In 1989, you promised that no kid in our country would live in poverty.
But 1 in 7 of us still do.
1 in 7.
We don't care whose fault it is. We just really, really need your help to fix it.
You made a promise.
You have to keep it.
Again to KC Security for sponsoring the morning show all of this month. We want to thank you very much for all you do for us and for the community.
And thank you for watching. We're done with Wellness Wednesday, but we're looking forward to Bum Slide Thursday. Hope we'll see you in the morning. Thanks for watching. Have a great rest of your day.